A very good afternoon to all the participants. This is Mahavir Penna, Assistant Professor, Department of Electronics and Communication Engineering, Sri Venkateshwara College of Engineering, Bangalore, Karnataka. We welcome you all for the second day of the AICT sponsored Short Term Training Program STTP under AQIS program on Data Science for 5G Cellular Networks, which is to be happened from 3rd to 8th August 2020, organized by Department of Electronics and Communication Engineering, Sri Venkateshwara College of Engineering, Bangalore. In day one, we had wonderful session by keynote speaker Dr. L. M. Patnaik sir, adjunct professor IISc Bengaluru on big data application. On day two, we got exuberant personage Dr. VARAPRASAD sir, professor PG, Department of Computer Science and Engineering, BMS College of Engineering, Bangalore, who is giving his talk on who is giving his talk on who gave the talk on wireless open issues in wireless sensor networks. On behalf of management, principals, and head of the Department of Electronics and Communication Engineering, we welcome you, sir, for this event. Now, sir is going to give his presentation on sandalwood tree protection using Bluetooth version 4.0. On behalf of management, principal, and head of the department, I welcome you, sir. Before that, I'd like to introduce the session speaker to all the participants with a brief profile. Dr. G. Varprasad, sir, obtained his B.Tech CSE degree from Sri Venkateshwara University, Tirupati in 1999, M.Tech in the stream of CSE from Vishvesvaraya Technological University, Belgavi in 2001, and then he pursued his PhD in the CSE stream from Anna University, Chennai in 2004. In 2004, he joined with Protocol Engineering Technology Lab, Department of Electrical Communication Engineering, Indian Institute of Science, Bangalore, as a postdoctorate fellow under guidance of Dr. P. Venkataraman. His PhD work supported by University Grants Commission, New Delhi. He worked as Junior Research Fellow at GCE, Anna University under Dr. R.S.D. Wahida Banu. Since 2005, he has been with the BMS College of Engineering, Bangalore, in Department of Computer Science and Engineering. In his credit, he has 64 journal papers, 54 conference papers, holds 19 patents, copyrights, and 2 are in the pipeline. He has authored for 4 textbooks and 13 were awarded. He executes 9 external funded R&D projects, 3 consultancy projects worth of rupees 1.3 crore. Currently, he has been executing one consultancy project. He has been actively involved as an expert member in various committees such as AICTE, NBA, DRDO, ADA, UPSC, and DST. We are greatly honored and privileged to have you, sir, with us for this elite event. With this introduction, I once again welcome and request sir to take up the session. Welcome, sir.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. Yeah. Good afternoon to all. First, I want to say thanks to the SV College of Engineering Management, Principal Suresh sir. And second, I want to say thanks to the HOD of EC Shivshankar sir and other faculty member for giving me an opportunity to give a talk on sandalwood tree protection using Bluetooth version 4.0. Yeah, sandalwood tree is one of the means valuable tree in the world. In the it, it is second most valuable wood next to African black wood because of sandalwood tree properties. Because of that, in recent year there has been increased in number of sandalwood robberies as there is no appropriate solutions available in order to protect the sandalwood tree. This is outline of my presentation. First, I will talk about the objective of this works like a sandalwood tree protection systems, what we develop in the wireless communication lab in BMS. And I'm also talking about the what are the merits of the this system. Then I'm also talking about the introductions like a sandalwood means powder. It has a medicinal properties and uses. I'm also talking about the information on the Bluetooth and GSM technology. Then I'm also talking about the some of the existence works which can be used in order to protecting the sandalwood tree. Means there are various techniques which are used in order to protect the sandalwood tree, but there are certain advantages, there are disadvantages. Then I'm also talking about the proposed architecture. Then I'm also talking about the some of the experimental setups and results. We have tested this model in wireless communication lab as well as field test. Also, we have tested under the various conditions. Then finally, I'm also talking about the list of reference papers that are used for my presentation. As objective, the main objective of this work is to protect the sandalwood tree from the smuggler. I means unauthorized person. Here, our main intention is to protect the sandalwood tree. In these works, we use Bluetooth GSM technology in making the alert to the sandalwood growers, or sometimes I can also call as a concerned authority about the thefts. Here, the master nodes alert the message to the sandalwood growers about the theft. Here, master nodes will play a major roles in sending the message or calling the sandalwood growers about the thefts. If if you compare with existency approaches, the proposed one is one of the best effective solutions in order to protect the sandalwood tree. I mean, in terms of cost wise as well as manpower wise, it's need less. Means it take less amount of cost as compared to other techniques. Figure uh, Figure C shows the protecting the tree against the unauthorized person. Here, if the smugglers try to destroy the system on the chips, I mean Bluetooth, that is when these devices is deployed at the tree, or sometimes if smugglers are trying to cutting the tree, then means nowadays the smugglers are smart. If they try to cut I mean system on the chips, then master node send the alert message to the mobile phone of the sandalwood growers about the thefts. Same thing as shown figure B and figure C. One of the our intention is sending the message alert message. Now, by deploying this model, we can protect the natural resources, and by developing these models, we can protect the green fields. That is one of the intention. Means our intention is we are protecting the nature. Indirectly, we are helping the sandalwood growers as well as farmers to so that they can generate the more money. Now, introduction. Sandalwood tree is more expensive tree as compared to other trees. The cost of the sandalwood tree vary from 80 lakhs to 1 crore. With respect to Indian markets, the sandalwood would price vary from means rupees 3,500 rupees to 5,000 per kg. This is Indian markets. When it comes to international markets, the sandalwood price is 1 lakhs per kg, which is higher than 20% of the Indian markets. The price of the sandalwood depend upon the quality of the wood. There is a huge demand. 1 minute. Yeah, there is a huge demand for the sandalwood, especially sandalwood. Yeah, yeah. Sandalwood act as a antiseptic. It has a very good medicinal properties in order to cure the various diseases. For example, patient can use sandalwood to gain the relief from the headache and low BP. Patients can also use it as a medicine. It can be used to cure the skin diseases, even for fever, even jaundice can also be used, especially 1 minute. Hello, hello, yeah. Who? I'm in meeting. I'll call you later. Yeah, yeah. Sandalwood wood also can be used in making the perfumes, even soaps also, especially the country like a China, Taiwan, even India. Because of here, sandalwood is used as assets. The people know, they will think that it is a rich culture. Now, protecting the sandalwood tree is major problems, especially the states like in Andhra Pradesh, even Karnataka, because of sandalwood tree, because of the cost. The forest department as well as police departments are they're trying their level best to prevent the sandalwood smuggling, but these smugglers are using the latest techniques to cut the sandalwood tree. These guys are using different approach to do these works. To prevent them is major issue. Hunger revenue is lost for the government and sandalwood growers due to the sandalwood smuggling. Every year, government is losing huge amount in terms of crores of the rupees. When you're talking here, Bluetooth is a wireless technology standards. Here, it was initially promoted by Apple company, then later it was developed by Google company. Generally, Bluetooth is used for the exchanging the data between the fixed, even or it's maybe the audio or even video can be transmitted between the devices. Bluetooth can support only short distance. I can say it is one of the drawback of the Bluetooth. Means in terms of 10 to 100 meters range, it can be in a position to transfer. It depends upon the various factor. When you're talking about the Bluetooth operates at the frequency between 2.402 gigahertz frequency and 2.480 gigahertz frequency, or 2.4 and 2.83 gigahertz frequency. Whatever the frequency we use here, it is a ISM band. So in order to use this frequency, no need to take permission from the anybody. As per the norms of the telecom regulator authority of India, no permission is required in order to operate the or use this frequency. One of the advantages of this is that it support the 24 mega MB, bit, 10 power 6 bit per second, the data rate a user in a position to get it. One of the advantage of this is that it consuming the less power as compared to other techniques like a Wi-Fi. Means, up to my knowledge, it is considered the best protocol for the Internet of Things applications. Now, Bluetooth uses the frequency hop spread spectrums in order to transmitting the message from one node to another node. That is the things which can be used. Bluetooth divide the message into number of packets, then transmit the each packets on one of the 79 designated channel. Here the message is chunked into number of parts like a packets, then it will transmit it from one node to another node. Here each channel has a bandwidth of 1 megahertz to transmit the message. Here I am providing the some of the major difference between the Bluetooth and Wi-Fi techniques. With respect to Bluetooth as well as Wi-Fi, both will use the wireless media in order to transmit the message from the one node to another node. With respect to power consumptions, in Bluetooth, it consumes less power in terms of milliwatts, whereas wireless Wi-Fi, it consuming the more power in terms of watts. With respect to security point of view, in Bluetooth, it provides the less security. I can say it is one of the drawback, whereas in Wi-Fi, it provides the more security as compared to Bluetooth. In general, wireless networks provide less security as compared to wired networks. With respect to number of users in Bluetooth, it supports limited number of users, whereas in Wi-Fi, it provides the more number of users. Another difference is with respect to transmission range. In Bluetooth, it's limited in the sense in terms of meters. The coverage range is very less, I can say that one. Whereas in Wi-Fi, the coverage range, in the sense transmission range, is more because of you can transmit even up to 250 meters, even more than that. Now, with respect to another parameters like a bandwidth requirements in Bluetooth, it requires low bandwidth. In the sense, whenever if any node want to transmit the data, it's need less bandwidth. Whereas In Wi-Fi, it required more bandwidth in order to transmit the message from one node to another node. This is the whatever the difference I have mentioned here. It's only few. There are means major parameter I can say. Now, when talking about the GSM, Global System for Mobile Communication, it is a digital cellular technology which are used for the transmitting the mobile voice as well as data service. It was emerged from the Bell Research Laboratories in early 1970. GSM operate on the mobile communication bands 900 megahertz and 1800 megahertz in most part of the world. When it comes to United States of America, it operates in the band 800 megahertz and 1900 megahertz, the frequency it uses. With respect to number of users, GSM network or service hold more than 70% of the world digital cellular subscriber, means number of users. When 70% of the people are using GSM service in the network. And GSMs make use of narrow band TDMA, in the sense time division multiple access techniques in order to transmit the signals. Here, in order to sending the data from one node to another node, it uses the TDMA techniques. Here, GSM has a ability to support the 64 kilobits per second to 120 megabits per second of data rates. In the sense, user in a position to get the data speed in the range of 64 kbps to 120 mbps, the data rate. Now, presently, more than 1 billion subscriber, I mean users, are using the GSM networks in more than 210 countries across world are using. Means GSM is attracting the more number of users in the networks because of cheap, means in terms of cost wise it's very cheap. Even other factor like a digitalization, and GSM support the roaming services and support to use the your GSM phones number in GSM network. I mean, you can transmit the data using GSM. Another advantage of GSM is it improve the spectrum efficiency. In the sense, whatever the allocated frequency is effectively utilized, and GSM support the low cost mobile devices. In the sense, mobile devices and base station, in the sense towers in the networks. Here, I mean low cost mobile devices you can use in GSM networks in order to transmit the data from one node to another node. Now, I'm talking about the some of the existency works in order to protect the sandalwood tree. Sandalwood growers are using the iron guards. You can find this type of protecting systems in the states like Tamil Nadu, even Andhra Pradesh, even Karnataka. Drawback of the system is that it's need lot of hardware. One more thing is that there is no guarantee that this system protect the sandalwood trees. Sometimes smugglers are breaking the breaking the iron rods and taking away the sandalwoods. 2 years back in Bangalore, Lal Box, it was happened in spite of lot of protection. Now, sandalwood growers are deploying the security persons in order to protect the sandalwood trees. Yeah, you can find this type of protection systems in the states like Tamil Nadu, even Andhra Pradesh, even Karnataka. Drawback of this approach is that it's need more security persons to be deployed in order to protect the sandalwood tree, and here there is no guarantee that it protect the sandalwood tree, especially buffering. Yeah, yeah, especially during the night time. Now, yeah, sandalwood growers also using the cameras in order to protect the sandalwood trees. You can find this type of protection systems in Andhra Pradesh, even Karnataka. One of the drawback of this system is that it's need more camera. In the sense, more video surveillance systems is required in order to protect the sandalwood trees, and there is no guarantee that these systems protect the sandalwood tree during the night time in the forest. That is one of the drawback of the system. Yeah. Now, people are also started the using the sensor device in order to protect the trees. You can find this type of systems in United States of America, even Japan, even Australia. People are starting using the sensor networks to protect the trees. But drawback of this system is that if smugglers remove the sensor devices which are deployed on the tree, then it cannot be detected. That is one of the drawback of that. Now, proposed architecture. In order to overcome the existence problems, we use the principle of master slave architecture to communicate between the master nodes as well as slave nodes. Here, it uses the various components like Bluetooth 4.0 and Micromax A2 mobile phones and track or app used. In Micromax A2 model mobile phones act as a master nodes that are deployed in the safer zone or locations so that it is not easily visible to others. The proposed architecture to prevent the illegal cutting of the sandalwood trees. Here, it make use of the Bluetooth technology, even GSM technology, in order to alert the sandalwood owners. Here, each tree is equipped with system on chip, in the sense like a Bluetooth 4.0 and MCU master control units. Even other components will be deployed. Now, while sending the message from one node to another node, we use the concept of master slave architecture. It keeps some nodes as a master nodes, some nodes as a slave nodes. The master nodes monitor the all slave nodes continuously. Another important responsibility of master node is to keep the health status such as connection status of each slave's node B is maintained by the master node. Here, Bluetooth 4.0 is used to communicate the master nodes and slave nodes. The Bluetooth 4.0 has communication range of 100 meters and even 10 meter, 10 to 100 meter, I can say that one. All the slaves nodes and masters nodes within the range of loop of 100 meters in the field can be used to transmit the data. Here, the network is divided into number of zones. I mean, the topology is divided into zones. Each zone, the master node monitor the all slaves nodes continuously, and master nodes store the status of informations into the log files. Here, the mobile phone, I mean Macromax A2 is installed at the master node. The log information is stored in the master node of each cluster. I already told that topology is divided into clusters. Each cluster you have a one master. Means after collecting the data, the same data is updated into centralized database. Same thing as shown in the below figure. The figure, you can also store this data into the clouds. Means if any user remotely, he can access the data. All masters nodes are under continuous monitoring, which protect the master nodes from being stolen or damaged. In case if any master node lose contact, if you lose the contact with any slaves nodes, then alert message will be sent to the sandalwood growers. Even if the smugglers try to destroy the SOC, in the sense system on the chips, I mean Bluetooth, at the sandalwood tree, then master node all will send the alert message to the sandalwood growers. Here, the circuit consists of Bluetooth 4.0 system on chip, I mean SoC, which is programmed to serve the function of the slave nodes, and it is powered by 3 volts battery. The power requirement of this device is very less. Means since the power consumption is very less as compared to Wi-Fi. Here, all the slaves nodes are synchronized with master node with help of beacon signals. Listen here, every 60 seconds, the beacon signals will be sent. The same thing as shown in the left side of the figure. Here, system on the chip, I mean SIS, is installed on the top of the tree, means sandalwood tree. Then conducting the wires runs from one end of the circuits to cover the entire the length of the tree trunk. Same thing as shown in the right side of the figure. Yeah. Here, right side of the figure shows the configuration of the app for slaves nodes in the cluster. In the sense, this type of configuration is done all means all the master nodes in order to monitor the slaves nodes. Here, you can find various options like a message alert, phone alerts, duration of the alarm tones you can set. alarm setting configuration is used for number of times it should be rings. If the phone alarm option is on, then owner of the sandalwood grower is notified with help of phone calls. With help of the master node applications, we can locate the slave nodes which is exist in the network, I mean in the topology, and we can also know the status of node such as connected or disconnected of the slave node from the master node. Same thing as shown below figure. Now when it comes to experimental setups and results. In the experimental setups, we use the topology is 3000 meters into 3000 meters, in the sense the network size is zero point 0.3 kilometers into zero point 0.3 kilometers. In the sense x angle, x direction is no zero point 0.3 kilometers, y direction is zero point 0.3 kilometers, means the coverage area. Within this coverage area, the system, we have deployed. Here, the number of slave nodes are 7 and number of master nodes is 1. Due to the hardware cost, we use 7 slave nodes, 1 master nodes are deployed in the networks in order to test the performance of the proposed system. Here, the transmission range of the Bluetooth is 10 to 100 meters. Here means generally no Bluetooth no in the range of 10 to generally 10 only, because of if you use high antennas, high beam antennas, then it is in position to support even 100 meters also. The frequency of Bluetooth is 2.4 gigahertz we use here. We also use GSM networks in order to make a calls. The frequency for the GSM is here 900 megahertz frequency. With respect to power usage at the master node is 2 watts, whereas in slave nodes it consumes just only 10 milliwatts. This is the simulation environment we have considered in order to test this work. Yeah. With respect to this model, we have tested this model under various conditions in wireless communication lab in BMS college, as well as we also tested this work in the field work also. From the experiments and field work, we have got satisfactory results based on the lab tests as well as field test results. But in some cases, this system is not performed well. However, maximum cases, this system has performed well. In the sense, in order to identify the theft, so that to provide the alert message to the sandalwood growers. Yeah, right side of the figure shows the Bluetooth 4.0 means system on the chips on the tree. Left side of the figure shows the installment of the protection circuit on the tree along with the connected wires. This is the scenario we have taken. Yeah, in case if the smugglers try to cut the trees, then master node lose the contact informations with the slave nodes. Means here the master mobile app send the alert message to the owners, in the sense concerned authorities. Same thing as shown in the below figure. Yeah. When it comes to conclusion and future works, we have we have developed the efficient, cost effective solutions in order to protect the sandalwood trees. Here, this model stopped the illegal cutting of the sandalwood trees. It is also supporting the greenery. Means our intention is to protecting the nature. And one of the drawback of this model is we have not considered the animal knocking the trees. Sometimes connection may be lost due to the animal knocking the trees. In the sense, sometimes in forest, animal knocking the trees. In that case, this system, whatever this model we have developed, it is a sandalwood theft. Another drawback of this, another limitation of this one is that we have not considered obstacle such as uh, branch of the branch of the trees. In the sense, sometimes signal cannot penetrate properly. Sometimes connection may be lost due to the obstacles. Then that time also the system will treat it is a sandalwood theft. Another limitation of this work is we have not we are assuming that GSM network is always up, but when it comes to real time scenario, this may not possible, even it is may not even correct also. In future, we want to use solar energy as a source in order to function or run various devices, because we want to use solar energy. It is very very useful, especially in the forest area, the maximum places and maximum time also. You can't expect the electricity in the forest area. So if you use solar energy to run these devices, so you don't have any problem. In future, we want to transmit the capture image. In a sense, if any abnormal activities, if it is taken place, then the system has to transmit the captured images to the base station or concerned authority so that they can take the action. And we want to also transmit the videos to the sandalwood growers or base stations in case if any suspicious activities which is take place. And we want to add some additional features like identifying the smuggler by using the image process technique so that to identify the smugglers. Yeah. These are the list of the reference papers I have used for my presentations because of maximum these papers first one I have taken like Indian sandalwood production. One thing is what I want to say that this model we have developed in real time because it is available in our wireless communication lab. And in fact this system we have proposed for the Indian Institute of Wood Science because of they need some system in order to protect the sandalwood. Because if you see there in especially the Karnataka like that. There are so many people they're cutting the trees, but there is some sandalwood grower they're facing a lot of problem. So for which we have developed this solution. This is the references I have used for my presentation. Yeah, yeah. If you have any questions, please let me know. Hello, hello, hello.
Awesome. Thank you, sir.
Yes,
Uh,
sir.
Thank you, sir. The session was very innovative, and we didn't know that this Bluetooth can be used in order to save the sandalwood trees and all. The application, application oriented over Bluetooth over this, we didn't know that, and it was very interesting, sir.
Sure, sir.
Uh, Thank you, sir. Uh, dear participants, if you have any queries, you can post your queries in the chat box so that we can communicate with sir. And also the feedback session for the afternoon session, we have already posted in the chat box. So we request all the participants kindly fill the feedback for the afternoon session. Still now we did not receive any queries, sir, from the participant.
Okay, sir.
And just 2 minutes, sir. I will wait 2 more minutes.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you very much, sir. It was a wonderful session.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
Yeah. One second, sir. Yeah. Actually, it's very informative session. In this regard, we like to thank sir from the organizing committee for accepting the invitation and gracing the event. Sir, you got we got a lot of information regarding the how the application of the Bluetooth, especially to protect the sandalwood trees, and also we are so we are so privileged to listen to you. And in this regard, I like to uh, I request the participants for any queries. Please let me know. You can post the queries in the comment box. Yeah, I feel there are no queries from the sites, and we got a good, very good response from the participants, sir. Everybody is giving a very nice session, very informative. They got a lot of insightful. These are the comments raised from them.
Sure, sir.
So happy to see those comments, and everyone, almost everyone, gave a very good feedback from their side. And in fact, from the organizing committee also, we got a lot of information, and also we are so privileged to listen to you, sir. Once
Yes, sir.
again, we are so thankful for you. So and also we also thank to all the participants for your active response. I request all the participants to join for this tomorrow session as well. We got eminent speakers from the reputed institutions and organizations are joining tomorrow. Please subscribe, like, and click the bell button for further notifications. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.